Early 1942, a locked basement room in Washington, D.C., packed with humming radios, cigarette haze, and exhausted minds fighting against time. Japan's forces were advancing across the Pacific, their communications sealed behind JN-25, an encrypted fortress considered mathematically impossible to break. Every failure meant another island lost. Every delay meant another convoy sunk. The challenge was brutal. Decipher an enemy war plan before the enemy executed it. And the clock was already running out. The people inside that basement were not soldiers in the traditional sense. They were teachers, mathematicians, linguists, and puzzle solvers who traded uniforms for typewriters, rifles for patterns. Their world was built from numbers scattered across intercepted radio traffic, fragments of weather reports, supply requests, naval orders whispered across the Pacific. Japan trusted its code completely. Layers of additives, shifting keys, the illusion of chaos. But human systems always leave human traces, and the U.S. codebreakers hunted those traces relentlessly. They charted repeated phrases, mapped numerical rhythms, and studied operators' habits with clinical precision. Day after day, the noise sharpened into something recognizable structure hidden inside confusion. Then the breakthrough arrived. A decoded message mentioned a target labeled simply AF. It could have been anywhere in the Pacific, but suspicion turned toward a tiny atoll called Midway. To confirm it, the codebreakers staged a quiet deception. They arranged for Midway to transmit a false complaint about its failing water plant. Hours later, Japanese traffic reported that AF is short on water. The puzzle had cracked. The war shifted. Armed with the decoded Japanese plans, the U.S. Navy positioned its carriers in exactly the right place at exactly the right hour. What unfolded at Midway became one of the most decisive naval turning points of the century. Yet its foundation was built in silence, in the glow of desk lamps, in the persistence of minds who refused to accept the word unbreakable. From that moment forward, Japan's secrecy began to unravel. Throughout 1943 and 1944, decrypted messages exposed supply shortages, convoy routes, and the shrinking reach of the once dominant Imperial Navy. The codebreakers watched the war unfold days before it reached the battlefield, turning intelligence into inevitability. They never stood on a carrier deck or marched through island jungles, but their fingerprints lie on every major victory that followed. They proved an old truth buried beneath the noise of war. Information is the first weapon and the last defense.